my top 5 tips for growing a huge back. This is what my back used to look like. This is what my back looks like now. And I'm basically trying to give you my top 5 tips of how I've actually managed to grow my back, because it used to be one of my biggest weak points and now it's arguably one of my best features. So, number 1 is push hard and heavy. Your back's a really, really big muscle. So basically that means you're going to be doing a lot of compound movements. So you're going to be doing heavy rows, or you're going to be doing like a formal lat pull down / pull up. And basically go heavy. You should be failing. You should be failing at like the 8th rep, the 6th rep. You don't want to be one of those people that you basically train and then it starts hurting, it starts burning too much. That feeling of burn, because that doesn't necessarily mean you're stimulating that much muscle growth. It more or less means you're producing more lactic acid, which is just not really that great, because then your body has to clear that lactic acid. It takes more time for you to recover. Hard, heavy, failure is what actually makes you gain muscle. Top tip number 2 is recover. If your back is sore, you shouldn't be training it. Your risk of injury is like 100, 200 times. And one more thing, if you do try to train it when it's sore, not only are you risking injury, you're not gonna be able to lift as heavy. You're not gonna be able to stimulate the same type of muscle growth to actually grow the muscle. Let's say you're doing a 100-kilo barbell row for 8 reps and you try hit it next session, but you're not recovered. So you do 100 kilos for 3. Why not just wait an extra day or 2 and then hit 10 reps and then progressive overload so we get more muscle? Make sure you recover. How do you do this? If you're not recovering, do less. So if Monday you usually do 10 sets of back and then you want to train it again Thursday, and on Thursday you're sore. Next time when it's Monday, do 7 sets of back and play with the sets and the volume. So then that way you can find the perfect amount of volume that you can actually do and still recover in time for your next back session. I don't get sore when I train, personally. It's very rare that I get sore. A lot of people are like, oh, you have to get sore, you have to blah, blah, blah to know I did something. No, not at all. Being sore means you've broken down the muscle. The muscle doesn't have to be broken down that much to where you're feeling pain for you to be stimulating enough growth. Obviously, if you're training 2 or 3 times a week, then yeah, maybe make it sore because you're just not going to train it for ages and it will recover in time. But let's say you want to train back 2, maybe even 3 times a week, maybe avoid that soreness a little bit. Or if you get sore, but it's just a little bit, and then you still recover in time for your next session, and you're still getting stronger, that's great. So the whole thing is we want to stimulate and not destroy. Number 3 is frequency. If you train back once a week, you're not going to grow it that much because you're trying to stimulate as much as you can, breaking down the muscle a bunch because you're going to have to, right? If you're training it once a week. And then it probably recovers on day 4. And then 5, 6, 7, it's just waiting. So 2 days a week is a minimum. If you're trying to focus on your back, arguably 3. Maybe do an 8-day split or something where you train it, you give it 2 days rest, you train it again, you give it 2 days rest, you train it again. But you can up the frequency, but you're going to have to lower the volume. Why? So that we recover. So up the frequency, minimum of 2 times a week. If you can make it 3, that would be great. But you need to make sure you're tweaking the volume, the amount of sets, so that you actually recover in time. 3 times a week would be better than 2, arguably. You're going to limit the way you can train other muscle groups. If back is your main focus and you're like, I need a back, like everything else is horrible, I need this, then yeah, maybe train some other muscles once a week or something like that. Or put less emphasis, less volume on certain muscles, e.g. legs, because legs take everything. And number 4, food. If you're in a calorie deficit, why are you trying to grow muscle? You can, it's possible. Is it likely? Not really. Why? Because you barely have enough food. You're in a deficit. Your body's literally taking from your body to do stuff, taking from the fat, burning the fat to be able to do normal processes. It's not really going to want to grow. It's going to be more catabolic. If you're on a deficit, you're not going to be able to grow that much muscle, especially in your back. If you're at maintenance, you can grow some, pretty solid, better than a deficit. In a deficit, you can lose, actually. But then if you're in like a slight surplus and you're eating the right amount of protein so that you can actually recover, the right amount of fats so that your hormones and organs are good, and the right amount of carbs to actually fuel your session, you're going to grow way more muscle, because if you pair that with good training and good stimulus, your body has from where to actually build the muscle. It has the protein, it has the carbs, it has the fats. So if you really want to grow your back and you're stupidly lean right now, might be a good idea to do a little bulk, slow and steady. No one's saying you have to get fat. It's what people kind of confuse. They're like, oh, well, I have to do a bulk and now I'm going to become fat. No, there's no point in becoming fat. 15, 16, 17% body fat, and then you cut. So you can check my Instagram at Dave Lifts. You can go to whatever TikTok and you'll see me bulking and cutting, bulking and cutting. I never get obese because there's no need. and it's not healthy, right? I get a little chubby, don't get me wrong, like I get a little bit of chub in the cheeks, and I'll look a little bit like a puffer fish, but I'll never get fat, right? Tip number 5, this is the last tip. Stop chasing the pump. Bro, we're in 2025. Why are we chasing the pump? The pump doesn't mean muscle growth. Does it mean that maybe the exercise is good, you're getting good mind-muscle connection? That's great, good for you. But what we actually want is the muscle to grow, which means we want the body to want to adapt, which means we want stimulus. How do we get our body to want to adapt? We go to failure to gain more stimulus. So basically, something might give you a crazy pump. It might not help you get stronger, right? Focus on your strength is pretty much just what this point is. So stop chasing the pump, but focus on strength. So keep trying to get stronger, maybe implement more sets if you feel like it. Progressive overload in some way. Progressive overload is what's gonna mean you're growing muscle. You can also progressive overload and get a good pump. That's what I do. I pick exercises where I have a really good mind-muscle connection, I get a really good pump, but I make sure I'm actually progressively overloading. Hope you guys enjoyed. I'll catch you in the next one. Sorry I've been off. I had food poisoning and I'm also very tired. Comment what you would like next. Follow me at DaveLifts on Instagram. Subscribe if you haven't, that'd be great. Let me know your thoughts. I also have a Discord channel. Go to the Instagram, it'll be there. And I go live every day on TikTok, about 5 to 6 p.m. UK time.